Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're doing a guitar lesson for the Steve Conte song, Yoko Kanno actually, called Living Inside the Shell. It's a very cool track, and the first thing to note is the guitar is tuned down half a step. So we're gonna do a tune-up, so you can tune with me. The guitar may not exactly be half a step down on the record, so I have tuned to the record, and we can do the tune-up, and you can tune to me if you like. Here we go. Starting with the low string, it is E flat. Okay, next string down is A flat. Okay, next string is D flat. Okay, fourth string is G flat. Okay, next string is B flat. And the last string is E flat. Okay, so now that we're tuned up, I'm gonna do a playthrough of just how the guitar sounds by itself on the record, and I'll show you the riffs afterwards. Here we go. Okay, that's how you play the majority of the song. Keep in mind there are a lot of harmonies, and there are also other like synthesizers or keyboards going on in the back. So that's just how you play the guitar. I added a couple little things that help fill in the melody, but for the most part, that's just the guitar track. So here we go. The first chord of the song is just an A. It's almost an A major, but it's just the second fret on the D string and the second fret on the G string. The A is open. That low A string is open. Open B string and open high E string. Okay, so that is the first chord. The second chord is very similar. This time you're playing with, you see how my fingers are arranged here. I have my middle finger on the second fret of the D string, ring finger on the second fret of the G string. That way my pinky and my index finger are allowed to kind of play the bass notes for the verse. So for that second chord, I'm playing the G note, which is the third fret on the E string, right there, just with my pinky. I'm muting the A string now, and I'm playing the rest of the chord. the same half of the first chord. Okay, the next chord is, now I'm just moving that bass note, I'm just moving it back a half a step to F sharp. That's the second fret on the low E string, and you're still muting the A. Okay, next guitar chord, just move that back a half a step now. You're just going to stay there. Now the intro plays that A chord for about maybe 2 measures, and then it goes into the verse. So when it goes to the verse, you're going to play that that chromatic, basically chromatic walk down. I'm just going to start that over. Now when it goes into the chorus, it's very similar to the verse, but the only difference is after you get done playing the second chord, the third chord is going to be still with the F sharp, still with the muted A, but now you're going to play an open D string, second fret on the G, B, and E open strings. It's just a very subtle quality to add to the chorus. And then when we go back to the fourth chord, it's the F. It's still the same chord as the verse. So for an example, the difference is, this is the verse. Chorus. So very subtle difference. Now we're going to go into the bridge, which is a little bit tricky to play, and honestly it sounds a little empty unless you have 2 guitar players or 2 singers. But the bridge starts off with it's very similar to a D chord, which is open D, second fret on the G string, third fret on the B, and you're going to play the third fret on the high E string. Okay, the next chord it's a chromatic walk down on that high string, so now you're playing the second fret on the high E string. This makes it a D major chord. Move it back one to make a D minor chord. You can see I shifted my fingers there. The first 2 chords, my index finger is on the second fret of the G string, but now when I go to that D minor, my middle finger comes up to take over on the second fret of the G string, and my index finger now moves back to the first fret on the E string. Now you're going to go back, switch the position again to a D major. So together that's going to sound like this. So the arpeggio, what I'm doing with my right hand for the recording of the song, is you're starting off with the high E string, the first string, and you're walking up all the way to that fourth string. Excuse me, the third string, only the third string, not the fourth. So the second time around, you're going to walk up to the fourth. Okay, so the first time, it's your arpeggio is going upwards. It's only to the third string, like this. Third string. Second time, like I said, goes up to the fourth. Alright, so the next chord is an open A string, low A string, second fret on the D string, fourth fret on the G, and first fret on the B string. And you're going to play the open high E string as well. what it's doing in the recording is it's starting with that low A string. It's another arpeggio. So it's just walking down from that low A string all the way to the second string here, the B string. Get it mixed up. There we go. Okay, it's a little tricky for me to remember to play it slow, but sorry about that. But it starts, like I said, on the low A string, plays the next string, just going down all the way to the B string. Then you're going to play the fourth string, this D string here. And you're going to play the G string. Okay, that's a little tricky, but you're going to play those two strings, and then you're going to go to the play the high E string. Now you're going upwards. High E string, B string, G string. High E string, B string, G string. Let me play that for you slow. One more time, 3 times. Let's play it again. Let's play it fast now. Now you're going to the next chord, which is going to be with my ring finger on the 4th fret of the E string. I'm going to play the 5th fret of the D string, and 3rd fret of the G, and the 1st fret of the B string. Very tricky chord to play for anybody who's beginning on the guitar. It's pretty tricky for me. I've been playing for 16 years now. So, and the tricky thing is you want to make sure that you do not play this A string because it's going to be dissonant. You can see my ring finger is just gently laying on top of that string so that it doesn't produce any sound if I accidentally hit it. If I accidentally hit it, it makes more of a harmonic sound. So you still want to try not to hit that note though, even if you have your finger like that. So that's all you're going to play for this part of the bridge. So you're playing that. You're playing basically those notes in order. So what I mean by that, right hand, you're going to play that low E string, D string, G, B, and then D, G, D. So let's play that slow on the right hand. That's the rhythm. One more time. Okay. So that repeats, I believe it's 3 times. Let me play it for you fast. 4 times. And then it goes to what's almost a D. It's a form of a D. I'm not sure the name of the chord off the top of my head, but it's the open D string, 2nd fret on the G string, 1st fret on the B string, and let's see, the open high E as well. So I'm starting with that D string on the right hand, G string, B string, high E string. And then I walk back up with my right hand to the B string and the G string. Okay, Okay, next chord is a D major. We've already covered that one before. You're going to play the D string, and with your right hand, the D chord, with your right hand you're going to play the high E string, the B string, and the G string. And then the high E string again. So let's start from the last time I play this chord. Okay, and then you're going to play an A major, a full A major, almost a full A major without that high E, just the notes in between, the D string, G, and B string. My camera died on me. I was filming in the bridge, so I'm going to start the bridge over and just walk you through the bridge from the beginning. What I was playing was very similar to the verse, but it's not quite the same. There's a couple of little changes to the melody. So let me play that for you fast, and then I'll break it down slowly. Okay, so we start off with that A chord again. Remember, we're coming out of the I guess it's the bridge riff. I'm not sure what you call it, but it's that. So once we come out of that riff, remember we're going into a full A, and then we're going into the. I don't know what you call this. It's like a bridge, or it's like a kind of a verse, a vamp, or something. We're going into that with a melody, so we're going to play the low A string, the D string, second fret of the D string, second fret of the G string, and then the open G string. So let's play that. Okay, that's the first part. Next part, I'm coming over with my pinky there to play the low G note on the third fret of the E string. Now I'm playing that D string, the second fret of the D string. Now second fret of the G, back to the second fret of the D, to an open G string. Let me play that slow. Together. You know what? I'm wrong about that. Okay, guys, my camera cut out, so I was in the middle of showing you the last part of the song, which is a vamp riff going out of the bridge. So let's start over. I'm just going to play the riff for you fast, and then we'll break the riff down. So here we go. Okay, very, very similar to the verse, like I've stated before. You're coming out of the bridge, so you're going to start off on a full A major chord. Now you're going to go into that vamp. So that's starting with the low A string, second fret on the D, second fret on the G, and back to second fret on the D, and then open G string. Let me play that for you. Okay, one more time. This is a little tricky, the rhythm here. My right hand is on the upbeat of the song, so that means I'm strumming upwards. I'm playing that G string. Then I play it again. this time a down strum. Then I play the 2nd fret on the D string and 2nd fret on the G. Now I go to the next part, walking back to the F sharp, 2nd fret on the D, 2nd fret on the G. Let me play you what I have so far. Okay, so F sharp, low F sharp, 2nd fret on the D, 2nd fret on the G, 2nd fret on the D again, open G. Now you're going to play the 2nd fret on the D string, and you're going to play a 3rd fret on the A string. The same time you hit that C note right here, you're going to move your index finger from the 2nd fret on the E string over to the F. One half step over. You're not necessarily going to play it, it's just for overtones in case, like you're playing an electric guitar and you play that riff, you're still going to hear the F sharp ringing out. You don't want it to ring out over the next chord because that next chord is in the key of F, or it's part of the F chord. So you want to make sure you shift over in time. Alright, so, and then like I said, the last part of that chord is playing the 2nd fret on the G again. So what I mean by that, let me start it over for you. Yeah, you got to hit that E note, or that A note, which is 2nd fret on the G, and let it ring out for a minute. And then you go back to the A chord. Okay, that's pretty much how you play the song. If you're playing one guitar, of course. Now, if you're playing 2 guitars, if you have another guitar player, you can get a little more creative with the melody and add a couple of things in there. But this is just the basic way to play it. If you guys have any questions, please email me, or you can leave it on my page. And thank you very much for watching.